Hey everyone, I'm a 25-year-old woman, and this situation with my golden lab dove's puppies has turned my family upside down. I feel like I'm going crazy, so I need to get this off my chest. A few weeks ago, Dove gave birth to a beautiful litter of puppies. My 10-year-old nephew Dion was over the moon when I told him he could have one once they were old enough and weaned. He talked about it constantly, naming the puppy he wanted and planning all the toys he'd buy. I was genuinely happy to see him so excited. Last week, my sister brought Dion over for a visit. While my sister and I were catching up in the living room, I let him go see the puppies in the whelping area I'd set up. Everything seemed fine at first. Then suddenly Dove started barking frantically. That bark wasn't normal. I jumped up and rushed in. There was Dion standing in the corner with his hands behind his back. I could hear a puppy's muffled, desperate cries. My heart dropped. I pulled Dion forward and saw he had shoved one of the tiny puppies into a plastic bag. The poor thing was struggling for air. I immediately took the puppy out, checked it over, and comforted Dove, who was extremely agitated and now wary of anyone near her babies. I asked Dion what on earth he was doing. He burst into tears and said he wanted the puppy now and was taking it home. He threw a full tantrum when I explained again that the puppies were too young and still needed their mother's milk. My sister had to take him home. I spent the next couple of days thinking about what happened. The image of that tiny puppy in the plastic bag kept replaying in my head. What if Dove hadn't barked? What if we hadn't checked right away? That puppy could have died. I realized I no longer trusted Dion with one of the pups. When my sister came over again, I told her my decision. I said I couldn't give Dion a puppy after what he did. She got defensive and insisted it was just a mistake, that he had learned his lesson. I pointed out that he hadn't even apologized. Her response? What for? The puppy was fine. I lost my temper and said, what if Dove hadn't alerted us? That puppy could have suffocated. She accused me of overreacting and said I was going to break Dion's heart by going back on my promise. I stood firm. I'm sorry, but this is my final decision. The safety of these puppies comes first. She left angry. Since then, I've been getting flooded with messages from family members, calling me a liar for breaking my promise. Some say I'm being too harsh on a child. Then I received a video from Dion where he was crying and calling me names. It broke my heart, and now I'm starting to feel guilty. Was I wrong for taking back the promise? These are living animals, not toys. And he showed he wasn't ready for the responsibility. I wanted to be the cool aunt who gave her nephew his first dog. But after seeing that plastic bag, I just can't shake the fear. AITA for protecting the puppies and standing by my decision?